I thank President and Mrs. Bush, President Obama, Speaker Pelosi, thank you, and Representative Hoyer and Representative Clyburn, who I really thank for, with the stroke of a hand, ending an intra-family fight within our party.
So this is a story that's flown a little bit under the radar, but what you just saw there was Bill Clinton at John Lewis's memorial service specifically thanking Jim Clyburn for basically sinking Bernie Sanders' campaign and uniting the party behind Joe Biden to stop Bernie. Now, in the speech, in the clip I showed you, Bernie's not mentioned, but what Bill Clinton does say is that with the quote-unquote wave of a hand, Jim Clyburn essentially united the party, ended the family fight, and brought them all together. But what he really means by that is that he ended Bernie Sanders' frontrunner status by helping to bring everybody behind Joe Biden just before South Carolina. And I would also add that Barack Obama played a crucial role, especially between South Carolina and Super Tuesday, in uniting all of the neoliberal candidates behind Joe Biden, including people like Pete Buttigieg, who in some ways up until that point had had a more successful primary run than Biden, given that he had racked up a technical win in Iowa. We all know Bernie won Iowa, but a strong second in New Hampshire and a third in Nevada. He had run a better campaign in some ways than Biden to that point, but he was able to be convinced to drop out by Barack Obama and by the party establishment. None of this is a surprise to many of my viewers. We all knew this was happening in real time. We all saw this happening in real time. The unprecedented rapid unity of the party, which up until that point did not have such unity, just to stop Bernie Sanders. It was never about helping Biden in particular. I don't think the internal party actually had a favorite in this election. It wasn't like in 2016, where yes, it was stop Bernie, but the party was united behind Hillary, going all the way back to before Bernie even started his run. This time, it really seemed like it was get somebody as long as it isn't Bernie. And Biden was the right guy at the right time, and the party huddled around him through Clyburn and through Barack Obama. Now again, if you said this back then, you were going to be called a conspiracy theorist or paranoid by the party establishment, by the neoliberal media, who suggested that all that happened was that people individually realized that Joe Biden was the best candidate to defeat Donald Trump, and individually as political leaders, they all endorsed him. So Clyburn endorsed Biden as the best candidate, and then Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar and all the rest sort of came to the same realization. Cory Booker, Beto O'Rourke, they all came to the same realization, and that helped Biden because he united the party organically, and all was right in the world. And Bernie supporters, we're sorry you lost, but this was not a, conspiracy against you guys. What this shows is something quite different. I think that given that the primary is basically over now, that Bernie's endorsed Biden, that we're, just a few weeks away from the election, really, we're less than 100 days away. Biden's getting set to announce his VP probably in the next week and a half or so, that Clinton feels safe in taking the mask off and saying, wasn't it great how Jim Clyburn and Barack Obama single-handedly, seemingly, crushed Bernie Sanders and his youth-oriented movement, uniting our party behind the status quo? Aren't things great? And he feels so comfortable saying this that he specifically diverts from a speech for a famous congressman who had just passed away. This is plugged into a memorial speech for John Lewis. It's not something, specifically about, breaking down the 2020 primary. This is, at a very emotional moment, Bill Clinton pouring his heart out saying, "Thank you, Jim Clyburn. What really matters today on the passing of a civil rights icon is how Jim Clyburn crushed Bernie Sanders' movement right before it was about to take off." This is something that a lot of people haven't seen because, again, so much is happening. But this is sort of the exhibit A of the establishment. Bill Clinton, the establishment of the Democratic Party establishment, announcing, admitting, praising, championing, shouting from the rooftops that Jim Clyburn and Barack Obama as well united the party to stop young people and Bernie Sanders from building a better America. And he's proud to see it. So if people want just one example of how the party unified directly, explicitly to stop Bernie, not simply because they all thought Joe Biden was suddenly the best guy, they all woke up one morning, but specifically to stop Bernie and quote unquote end the party infighting, which is, code word for saying try to basically neutralize the left and eliminate them from influence in the party, show them this clip.